Okay, can people handle the truth? Let's talk about that in this video here. The truth about defense, Second Amendment. Ben Franklin here basically disarming innocent people does not protect innocent people. Everybody wants to ban, get rid of the tool, get rid of the thing that was used in the death. These are problems that everybody tries to think about, and they don't really, I think, look at the big picture. It's us, it's not the item. You'll shoot your eye out. Yeah, you will. It's not the gun. The gun doesn't get up off the counter and aim at you and call you bad names. It's the individual. If someone has a gun and is trying to kill you, it would be reasonable to shoot back, says the Dalai Lama. Not that I follow him, but child care, safe, you know, as gun owners, the NRA, as responsible Americans, you know, these are things that we need to be able to do. We need to be able to, you know, teach our children, talk to your children about guns, keep your guns safe, locked away, unloaded and ready. If somebody does have a safety issue and they want to keep a loaded weapon by their bedstand, you know, that's them. You know, now the liberals, they think they don't know anything about guns. They think they do, but then they turn tail and run first chance in movies and all that. Prepared. Who's to say that this individual, you know, that's his right to do that? Is it too much? Do people that don't own guns look at that and say, oh my God, look at that, all that ammunition, look at all those guns, this guy's a terrorist? No, he could be a collector. Let him be. And the evil guns, you know, the AKs, the Russian block guns, you know, the SKSs, AR-15s, you know, maybe this individual likes the style of that weapon. Who are we to say? Home defense, you know, what are you reaching for? Somebody comes in with a gun, are you going to reach for that broom handle, or are you going to be having your own? During a gun ban, you know, you won't have the option. It'll be a, you know, golf club, broom, or a baseball bat. And then you'll probably still get arrested for if you got lucky. This is just an interesting shot I saw about acute lead deficiency for the bad guys. Yeah, but then the acute lead deficiency for the good guys if we get banned. This is an example of a owner that actually, and you can stop it and pause if you want. But basically, imagine shoot suspects instead of letting the bad guy, you know, hurt the innocent. You know, so these are the things that the news fails to talk about, and you know, we should really think hard about, you know, what's going on in our news and who's speaking for us. This individual, I don't know who it is, it's fine, but talks about 13 rules of gunfighting. You know, again, stop and pause if you want to read through it. But I thought it was interesting. It's kind of a you know, far right aspect of gun control or gun rights and things like that, but you know, we need to understand about you know, if you're good with the gun, you know, or bad with the gun, you know, it's up to the individual, it's not the gun. Our police are, you know, God bless them, you know, you got to take good with bad, and you know, the angels with the evils and the demons and all that. But listen, most of these guys are prior military. They are out there doing a job just like everybody else, and you know, bless them for what they do. They got a hard job to do, and they are not going to be there when you need them. They'll try, they'll do their best, but they're not going to be there. You're going to be the first responder. And what are you going to have in your hand when you do that? Are you going to have a gun? Or are you going to have you know, your tallywhacker in your hand? You know, the AR-15. This is mine, actually. Yeah, why is it so evil? Home defense, you know, who's the one to make that choice of whether or not you should be able to defend yourself? You know, whether it be a handgun, whether it be a shotgun, whether it be an AR-15 or an AK-47. You know, it's my responsibility to know where my rounds go down range. Again, make no mistake, this is not an assault weapon. This is a great example. It's like this gun will not be used in assault, only for defense. Again, we have to be responsible where our rounds go down range, what type of ammunition you use and things like that. But that's all on the responsible gun owner. Has nothing to do with anything else other than that. When we talk about ammunition, again, everybody wants to talk about, you know, the high capacity rounds and high capacity calibers and things like that. You know, again, forget about all that. It's all about the user. You know, your rounds going down range, control of your weapon, where you're gonna shoot, fire, and so on. These are things that you know, you cannot dispute. Everybody talks about the evil round and what it does to flesh and all that. Well, of course, it's a bullet, for God's sake. A 22 caliber round, if it hits you in the head, it's not going to bounce off. It's going to go in your head. So the caliber is not the issue. It's the owner. It's the person pulling the trigger. And we talk about assault weapons. We talk about things, you know, knives and hatchets and things like that. You know, we're going to go back to the Dark Ages. You know, you take away your guns and everybody's going to have an axe in every room. You know, it's the user of these weapons that make them deadly. The gun is not the deadly item, it's the user, the person pulling the trigger. So if you have a weapon such as this, you know, it's a tool. You know, the gun, the hatchet, the whatever you want to call it, these are nothing but inanimate objects, and how they're wielded in the hands of the person is you know, what the issue is about. So let's focus on the people, not the weapon. Again, what would you rather have, a baseball bat or a gun at your disposal? And I don't think it's anybody's right to tell me which I can have, plain and simple. You know, one is definitely a sporting item, and the other one can also be a sporting item. You know, you go to the range with your gun and you shoot, target practice, whatever, you go with friends, it's a community thing. These protesters, you know, yeah, sure, go ahead, protest, that's fine. I have no problem with that, but what are they protesting? Do they protest the NRA? Do they protest the Mothers Against Drunk Driving? Do they, you know, they just protest the protest? You know, sure, go ahead, protest, that's fine. I was in the military and I had people protesting against the war in Iraq, and it really kind of pissed me off. These people, I think, they're looking at a small aspect. Now this motherfucker, and I'll call him that, Piers Morgan, a British guy comes in, gets a job at CNN, and then comes and talks and badmouths the United States of America. He can go fuck himself. I don't know exactly if this is true, the statement here, but again, these are my opinions. I don't like the guy. I think that he's outspoken and demeaning. He's not professional in my opinion, and I don't think that he has a right to talk any smack about us and you know, our government, our policies, and our people. As a human being, sure, he's got an opinion. I'll give him that, but I don't think he has the right, you know, to talk about us. Here's some protesters, and they're basically, you know, doing a lot of good. It's you know, protesting the NRA and gun control and stuff like that. You know, do they know what they're doing? Do they really? Are they making a difference? I think they are, but you know, for me, stay out of it. My next door neighbor wants to ban guns. Great. This house is not armed. The next door neighbor. These guys. You know, how realistic is this for your gun-free zones? Sorry, you're just putting a target. Here's a guy, irresponsible gun owner. We all know the story with him shooting himself in the leg a few years back. You know, does this represent all gun owners? No. Are there a lot of people out there that are irresponsible and not trained to handle guns? Yes. Guns as a collector, guns don't say who you are. These are all like little things. You know, why do people want an AR? Well, it's because you can dress it up and do what you want with it. You can make it your style, if you will. It's these are kit guns, if you will, and doesn't make them a toy by any sense. But you know, the different options that you can put on the gun are what make us want to get them. Plain and simple. Whether it be scopes or different colors or you know, your stocks or magazines or foregrips or you know, angle grips or whatever, any kind of sights that you have. That's what makes it a community, because that's what we want. Again, these are not evil weapons. They're stylish weapons, if you will. In my opinion, I think it's a style thing. See, there's just some examples of people that dressed up their weapons. You know, how they have them is up to them, and the things that they take to the range. How many should you have? How many should you not have? Who's to say? I don't think that there should be a number on any of that. We like our guns and we want them. You get one and then you want another one. You got one way and then you want to get one another way. It's our world, and this is how we're going to do it. Right, wrong, you give us the freedom, we're going to use it. Who's to say to take it away? And when it comes right down to it, these are all my personal opinions, but people think it's an easy fix for the problem in today's society. I'm telling you, there's no easy solution. There's no foolproof plan to stop these evil deeds from happening. Anyone says there is will simply not look at reality. You cannot blame a stick, a knife, or for that matter a firearm for death. You can only blame the person that has it in their hand and how they wield it. Let's stop making excuses, protect the Second Amendment, and speak out for your rights.